Live from Hawaii, a paradise of islands formed by the forces of nature in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, the 14th annual Lantern Floating is brought to you by Shinnyo-en Hawaii and Nale Aloha Foundation. Aloha and welcome. I'm Dan Cook here with my co-host, Tanya Joaquin.
Aloha, everyone. Our theme for the 2012 Lantern Floating Ceremonies is Many Rivers, One Ocean. Each of us is like a river flowing to this one ocean. We may be of different religions or ethnic backgrounds or life experiences, but on this evening we're joined in a common purpose to honor our ancestors and pray for the suffering of others.
Many believe that art can express universal truths. To awaken our feelings of the eternal spirit, Shinnyo Taiko performs the song Eternal. Here at Ala Moana Beach Park, an estimated 40,000 people are waiting in anticipation to float their lanterns. And with them on the beach is Billy V. Billy?
Thank you very much, Dan. You know, with a crowd this size, it's amazing that they're so calm and peaceful. It says something about the spirit of aloha that exists within everyone here. There's also another person who had that same spirit of aloha, Charles Ka'upu. For the past 4 years, he did the ceremonial opening oli here at Lantern Floating, but he passed away last July. His gentle soul touched everyone here, and he will be surely missed.
When
I was asked, do you think you could recommend a good chanter for Lantern Floating? I said, no, but I could recommend a great one.
His voice is unlike anybody else's in the chant world. Comes from the na'au, which means it's from inside.
He found his center, his sacredness, through oli, through the Hawaiian chant. That was the center of his being.
You know, for me, the purpose of doing chant here, oli, is to represent our island home and to represent as best as I can.
I could see all the love that the people had for him because that's how he lived his life, and being kind to one another.
For people that have, been kind of watching Lantern Floating for a while, yeah, they will kind of miss him, I think. But I know he would, want us not to dwell on that too much. I think that the people that we love, don't want us to be too lost. As meaningful as it is, for that person on the beach with their lantern, it is equally meaningful for those of us on the other side.
At the Lantern Festival, the last one, when I watched him do that, I said, look at him, he's different, because his hands were like supplication to God.
Several years, I would see him in the corner of the dressing room, just kind of by himself, kind of thinking. And one year, one of my friends told me, they asked him, Charles, are you okay? He said, I'm just saying a prayer that I could chant again. To participate, one more time. And, he wasn't able to the next year.
As hard as it was for us to lose him the way we did, we know that where he is and that it was his time. He just better be at that gate oli when it's my turn to go home to God. Just be there, waiting for us.
Charlie Ka'upu, aloha wau ia oe. We miss you. He left us last July, but Dan and Tanya, he's all around us.
He sure is, Billy. I am sure his name will be on many lanterns floating out into the ocean tonight. The 2012 Lantern Floating Ceremonies continue with our next performer.
Please welcome to the 2012 Lantern Floating Ceremonies, twice Grammy-nominated and multiple Nā Hoku Hanu Hana winner, Hawaii's own international recording artist, Raiatea Helm.
If I could be
If I could be the flowers, I'd turn into a lake. If I could be a rainbow, I'd make a brighter day. If I could be a mountain so high, I would stand out to sea. Then I would be the one they call Hawaii. The one they call Hawaii. Aloha everyone. It's such a great honor to be here this evening. I'd like to personally thank Shinnyo-en for allowing me to share my music with you. This next song I'd like to perform now was written by a dear friend, the late Kumuhula performing artist O'Brien Iselu, and I would like to honor him, not only honor him, but honor our friends and families that we've lost. Aloha,
Thank you, Molokai's own Raiatea Helm.
2 years ago, Denise Booth attended Lantern Floating to say goodbye to her mother. This year, her father is unable to travel, so she's returning to float his message to the love of her life, Denise's mom.
When I was in the water and letting that go, it was almost like a weight had lifted off my shoulders. It was amazing. I hadn't felt that good since she had passed away. My daughter actually noticed the change in me when we came back. I was very upset before. I was crying every day, and I no longer had to take the medication anymore. I was able to go back to work. I was actually able to smile.
She just seems to be a different person since she did it. It really helped her.
I was really excited to tell my dad about the experience, thinking that it would be really helpful for him.
I know it'll do me a lot of good, just from what I've heard and what my daughter said.
They were always holding hands, you know, kissing. They were always together.
It's like we were meant for each other because, you know, we were always together, and most of the time it was outdoors. We'd be out there in the country all by herself, and there'd be the deer, and one day a fox came down and drank right out of the river right next to her, and she was just something else.
My mom liked to do quite a lot of things. She loved to garden with my dad, and she collected dolls. She's collected dolls since I was a little girl.
Just so much fun. I could never forget her.
Hurts me to see him this way. I promised my mom before she passed away that I would take care of my father. And I have a candle that burns every night for her. And actually, when I'm sleeping, she comes to me in my dreams. I know she was gone too soon. He feels like he was robbed. I would like him to have some peace. I would like him to see her in his dreams.
Perhaps no other musical group has influenced Hawaiian music as profoundly as the Brothers Casimiro. Tonight, they perform 3 songs in honor of our ancestors and the spirit of aloha that graces everyone here.
We love these islands and all that they share. Warmth, love, happiness, and time to care. Untold tales of times long past, of kings and queens, of this and that. Trust in us and you'll know no cares. Throw back your arms and take to the air. Oh, oh, oh. These hidden valleys have a story to tell us. A secret wish of magic, people in kingdoms. Gaze into the sea to know what life brings you. Power, majesty, and strength can you see through the barrier of years and the passing of ages. Know the meaning of what was is now. Ours to give and ours to show. Share from the heart for the body and soul. Trust in us and you'll know no cares. Throw back your arms and take to the air. Fly until you know no boundaries. Laugh a melody of joy and illusion. Grab a sunbeam shining into the canyon. Coloring the mountains over and over. If you ever want to believe in the mysteries and glory that we speak of to you. Look into the mirror of this life as we know it. Come, my friends, we'll take the best and we'll share it. Trust in us and you'll know no cares. Throw back your arms and take to the air. Oh, 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 oh. us in time to care. Untold tales of times long past, of kings and queens, of this and that. Trust in us and you'll know no cares. Throw back your arms and take to
Mahalo and aloha.
Mahalo nui, mahalo anui loa ya oko apau, mahalo nui no kohele ana mai ki ala. We're called the Brothers Casimiro, and this is our very first time to be here at this auspicious occasion of ceremony and spirituality. We are honored to have this opportunity and to be, there are going to be thousands of lanterns out there, and we get to know that we're going to be one of those lanterns, or two. So with that in mind, we do one of our most favorite songs that we think fits this occasion absolutely perfectly. Enjoy. Always more than a friend, you have been someone I can talk to, with no need at all to pretend that I was something or for someone else, afraid of what was round the bend, my heart upon the shelf again. And then you came and said hello, like a million times before, but this hello is different now. This hello means more. So I go to the light to see my Jesus. I go to the light to see my friend. I go to the light because I love him. And when my time is through, he'll take me to a place where love never ends. I've been searching a long time, trying to find the answers to the question hiding inside. Happy sometimes and sometimes sad, lost in my emotions, caught between the good and the bad. Now take my hand, help to make me understand. Yours the strength and yours the power, now and evermore. So I go to the light to see my Jesus. I go to the light to see my friend. I go to the light because I love him. And when my time is through, he'll take me to a place where love never ends. Oh, the angel voices. So I go to the light to see my Jesus. I go to the light to see my friend. I go to the light because I love him. And when my time is through, he'll take me to a place where love never ends. He'll take me to a place where love never Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, show your aloha for Robert and Roland Casimiro and Halau Nakamale. We're glad you're with us this evening, and also joining us here on the beach is Mailani Makainai, who's one of our wonderful Hawaii entertainers and recording artists. And there's something a little different that you do on this day, right?
Yes, there is. Actually, every Memorial Day, my family, we go out to Laie Kawai, and we put our lei, our flowers, our ho'okupu on our graves of our kupuna there. And then we head out to the beach in the same area, and we take a ho'okupu out into the ocean and go as far as we can the boys do it, and we try to just swim against the current, and with that mana'o of having to do this very ancestral, cultural, and honoring ho'okupu for our kupuna, all of our kupuna. I lost my grandfather, my papa Jesse Makaine, in August of last year, and my other papa, Ingvald Johnson, earlier this February. So it was very significant that we did this together to be able to be as a family as one and take it out.
Now, what brings you, that was earlier today, what brings you out here? This is your first time at lantern floating, right?
This is my first time, and it's just such an amazing event, and I feel like death and pain connects us all. And to see this event grow as much as it has, over 40,000 people, for me, it's just very special to be here with all of you, with all of us, to celebrate and honor our past with each other here in Hawaii.
Thank you so much for being with us here this evening. And aloha to you and your family. Dan, let's send it back to you.
Billy, thank you very much. Since the passing of his brother 2 years ago, Eddie Akebane has adopted the slogan LLBA, Live Like Brian Akebane. And at last year's lantern floating ceremonies, Eddie found new friends and a feeling of great relief.
I try to live like him. You know, he did a lot of things, you know, in 35 years that I think a majority of people don't do in a lifetime. One of the things he started doing was running. You know, he's like, hey, I was thinking about running a marathon. I think the first marathon that he ever ran, he qualified for the Boston Marathon. You know, he's trying to tell me that it was no big deal, that, you know, it was shady, it was cool out, and, you know, things like that. He was very humble. You know, I'm not much of an interview type of person, but I know if he was standing behind me, he'd tell me, you know, just do it. You can do it, go. This is his first time to come visit me, and we went out to try to catch some waves. And of course, you know, he doesn't need a lesson, right? So his first time he got up, caught waves. He had an enlarged heart, and he never knew about it. And he fell asleep on the couch after work, and he never woke up. I really wanted to make sure that I got a lantern, so I think I got there like at 5 in the morning and got in line. And it gave me time to think about what I wanted to write. But when you actually write it on your lantern and you physically float it out to, you know, your loved one, it's a pretty powerful feeling. I think I was shaking so bad I couldn't light my candle. Like I was having trouble, and some lady just, you know, she just asked me out of the blue if I needed help. You know, like everybody wants to kind of help each other in that moment. When you release your lantern, it's a pretty spiritual moment. And it's a very comfortable feeling because you see all these other lanterns going with yours. I hope my mom, she feels, I hope she feels the sensation that I had last time when I went, because it was such a good feeling, gave me a lot of peace.
The traditions of lantern floating go back many centuries and are practiced across the world. People everywhere share a universal need to remember our ancestors and express their wishes for peace and harmony.
Every August 6th, on the anniversary of Hiroshima's atomic bomb, colored lanterns are floated on the Motoyasu River and drift past Hiroshima's Peace Memorial. Each light is seen as a beacon to the next life and a prayer for lasting world peace. At Thailand's Loy Krathong Festival, held on the 12th full moon of the year, lanterns of bamboo and rice paper are sent airborne as symbols of good fortune. On March 4th, 2012, in Nairobi, Her Holiness Shinso Ito conducted the first Buddhist fire and water ceremony ever held in Kenya, in the hopes of raising awareness for the global issues of climate change, the environment, poverty, and conflict. To signal the start of this year's ceremonies, the drumming of Shinnyo Taiko inspires our hearts and gives us the strength to persevere. And then, from the traditions of the Kanakaʻole family, a chant for our ancestors by Pua Kanahele and her grandson, Kaumakaiwa Kanakaʻole.
They're followed by a hula kahiko with 3 generations of performers, Kumuhula Kapua Deliri Moi, her daughters, and her mother, Kumuhula Aloha Deliri.
Now, here is Shinnyo Taiko performing Infinity.
kai noi ki mai lai no kunali lai kai no kunali Mahaka ono hiula o kane o kalani matali poli po kapo o ai ruaiki ihilaila kaha e olai honua Lani hakoi mahuai o Hawaii Hawaii ki Hawaii nui Hawaii loa Hawaii poko Hawaii a mau mau I laila taha e olai honua
Aloha mai o tālani tau I te alane o Ka ko o mai o tālani mai tālane o amamao O mai kalima o nā lani ke ola o nā ali
uli uli, koko olua vai lua kanaka, uli li ola ololi olola e ala. Vai lua ka ke kino la ua kea, hakama uli nakama uli uli, koko olua lua kanaka, uli li ola ololi olola e ala.
Vai velo e ve akamo o haloa, loa ia lindo I e ve kolo analai, ina na I ka po ele ua, vai uli ola kama kua hine yala. Vai velo e ve akamo o haloa, loa ia lindo I e ve kolo analai, ina na I ka po ele ua, vai uli ola kama kua hine yala. Vai ula koko ia kino, mahele ana lani molo alo, ilihia I ka hana nei loko, peia ka vai ula ka ola e yala. Vai ula koko ia kino, mahele ana lani molo alo, ilihia I ka hana nei loko, peia ka vai ula ka ola e yala e. Mahalo no ia o nā lani kako o mai no kako, ka mana nui a mamau I luna I lalo I la honua nei. Aloha e, aloha e, aloha e.
The sounding of the pu, or conch shell, helps to prepare the stage for the ceremonies. In ancient Hawaii, its sacred sound heralded the arrival of chiefs and the beginning of significant events.
Placed on stage are the 6 parent lanterns, including the World Peace Lantern for those who have died in wars, man-made tragedies, and natural disasters. The Hawaii Lantern remembers the many generations who have passed and expresses our appreciation for everything they have left us.
Entering the ceremonial site are the priests of the Shinnyo-en order.
The priests accompany Her Holiness Shinso Ito, the head priest of Shinnyo-en. She inspires Shinnyo-en members to find wisdom and peace by serving their communities and contributing to the welfare of others.
And now, to present her address, Her Holiness Shinso Ito, head priest of Shinnyo-en.
Aloha ランタンフローティングにようこそ。本年も灯籠流しをメモリアルデーに開催できますこと、本式典名誉会長ピーター・カーライル様、ニール・アバンクロンビン様、ご来賓の方々、市民の皆様、運営スタッフ、ボランティアの方々に心より感謝御礼申し上げます。今、美しいアラモアナビーチはスペシャルな場所になっています。すなわち、亡き人々、父母兄弟、友人、愛する人と魂で触れ合える浄土。ランタンフローティングは過去に感謝し、今ある命の意味を知り、希望の未来へ向かうかけがえのないひとときです。ここハワイをはじめ全世界で参加されます皆様はお花、家族の絆でつながっています。私たちは安らぎと勇気の御証で結ばれた大きな家族だからです。式典のテーマは Many Rivers, One Ocean。あまたの川が集まれば一つの大海となり、恵みを与えます。私たちの周りにはさまざまな文化や宗教、思想が存在します。お一人お一人の個性も違います。信如園開祖信条は、真実の平和はお互いの理解から生まれると諭します。皆がアロハの心のように人を尊重し、他を尊重し、さまざまな多様性を収め受け入れば、融和が生まれ、あらゆる命を浄楽の海に結ぶと信じます。夕闇に浮かぶ灯籠の火は、書霊と人々が魂で会話し、喜び合う 和の象徴です。霊祖小地神は和の行動を無限に広げてと願います。県有の和楽とお花の幸せのために、このハワイの海から世界へ愛多の灯火を発信してまいりましょう。マハロヌイロア。
As the sacred flame is moved backstage where the torches are prepared, we invite the following distinguished guests to ignite the light of harmony and dedicate its flame to the tranquility in each of our souls and to the spread of world peace. Honorary Chair of Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi and Mayor of the City and County of Honolulu, the Honorable Peter Carlisle. The Attorney General of the State of Hawaii, Mr. David Louie. Kumu Me Kamamalu Klein. And Reverend Mary Pack, Head Minister of the Nu'uanu Congregational Church. Before the flame is lit, please bow your heads in silent prayer for all who have perished in wars and disasters worldwide. With gratitude, we pray for the repose of souls and for world peace. Thank you. You may raise your heads. Distinguished guests, please light the light of harmony.
Fire brings us warmth and light. Tonight, the light of harmony and the flames of thousands of lanterns give us time to reflect on those who have passed. The fire also helps to cast off the darkness and light the way to a peaceful future.
Her Holiness Shinso Ito performs a Buddhist rite to bless the lanterns and pray for a successful ceremony.
These rituals imbue the lanterns with our prayers and good works, which will light the way for those we remember this evening.
The priests make symbolic offerings of food and drink to our loved ones in the next world, and they acknowledge that our departed loved ones are still with us.
In many cultures, rice is a staple food and a symbol of life. The offering of rice has been a part of Buddhist rituals for centuries and is offered as a gesture of hospitality for the departed.
The offering of water represents compassion and the consolatory power to wash away desires, regrets, and grievances. It symbolically relieves and soothes the metaphorical thirst of human suffering. Through the ceremony, we are given an opportunity to realize the preciousness of water and its importance to all living beings.
Sangye, or the scattering of flowers, is an ancient and sacred Buddhist tradition. As apparent lanterns are carried by the priests to the waiting boats, their path is prepared and adorned with petals.
In Buddhist ceremonies, the flowers remind us to dedicate ourselves so that our lives can blossom and we can attain wisdom and serenity.
The music you're hearing is being performed by the Shinnyo-en Shomyo Choir. Shomyo is a distinctive style of sacred music performed as an offering of Buddhist prayers.
Shinnyo
In this part of the ritual, Her Holiness rings a bell as another form of music within the ritual, and its pleasant sound is meant to awaken the heart and draw the mind to peace and higher aspirations. You may now release your lanterns. You may now release your lanterns. The musical theme, Many Rivers, One Ocean, plays as thousands of lanterns float out to sea and are watched by more than 40,000 participants standing in quiet reflection. It should be noted that later tonight, the lanterns are collected by boats, cleaned and recycled for next year's ceremonies. On behalf of Shinnyo-en and Nale Aloha Foundation, thank you for joining us for the 2012 Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi ceremonies. And thank you to Honorary Chairman Mayor Peter Carlisle, his cabinet, and the many departments of the City and County of Honolulu who have helped to organize Lantern Floating every year.
And a special mahalo to all our volunteers who make this event possible. The lanterns will be collected offshore and recycled for next year's ceremonies.
Thank you for watching tonight. We hope to see you here in person next year. For Tanya Joaquin, I'm Dan Cook. Good night and aloha.